In this short video tutorial, we're going to take a look at how to capture a screenshot using your Mac. Now, there are different screenshot options available, and we'll take a look at those in this particular tutorial. You'll see on screen I have the BBC Sport website opened up, and I'm going to take you through how to capture different elements or areas of this particular web page. Now, the first one we're going to take a look at is how to capture your entire screen. Now, if you are using one single monitor, let's say you're just using your laptop, that's going to capture from this point at the top here, right down to this point at the bottom corner. If you have a second monitor attached, then it's going to capture both of those screen feeds, but as two separate images. Now, the way that we capture our screen is to use Shift, Command, and the number 3 on the keyboard. You'll see that has now taken the screenshot for me, and if I go back to my desktop, you'll see that they appear on the desktop here. Now, this one here is the screenshot that we captured on the screen feed that you can see, and because I have a second monitor attached, then this is the second screenshot here. So if I just had one screen displayed and didn't connect a secondary monitor, then all we would have captured is this one here. But because we have a secondary monitor, we're also getting this screenshot here. Now, both of these are standalone PNG files, so we could, if we needed to, just delete this one and keep this single screenshot here. Okay, so now that we have captured our entire screen, let's take a look at the second option, which allows you to capture a specific portion of the screen. It might be the case that all I want to do is for this screenshot capture from this yellow bar here down to perhaps this area here. I could always crop the previous screenshot, but it's much easier to actually capture the area of the screen that you want to capture rather than everything and crop. So how do we capture a specific portion of the screen? Well, what we do is we use the Shift, Command, and the number 4 this time instead of 3. And you'll notice that the cursor icon is replaced with a crosshair. Now, the crosshair has different pixel information. The top pixel information is basically how many pixels in from the left hand side you are. So you'll see when I go right to the left hand side, we are 0 pixels. If I go to the right hand side here, we're about 1700 or so, or close to that. If I go to the top, we have 0 pixels on the bottom, and then when I go to the bottom, we have almost 2000 or 1000 pixels down the bottom. So what we're looking to do here is position the crosshair where we want to capture, and then I'm going to simply click and drag. So you'll see here I'm making a drag selection down to around about here, and then when I release the cursor, it captures a screenshot. And then what we can do is we can click here on a little preview to open it up, and you'll see here we haven't got any of the extra information around that area. We've captured the specific portion of the screen that we were looking for. Once again, if I go back to the desktop, you'll see that is now its own little screenshot up here, and we can open that up and we don't have any of the extra information surrounding it. The next capture option I want to show is perhaps if you want to capture a screenshot of a specific menu within your computer. And this is particularly useful if you're maybe making a training guide or a user guide, or you've been asked to send a screenshot of a specific menu for a support query or something like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the menu we want to capture. I'm just going to go to the standard bar at the top. Let's go into the edit menu. And I want to capture basically this, but not the rest of the content on the page. So I just want to capture this particular menu. To do that, what I'm going to do is I am going to use the Shift key, the Command key, number 4, and I'm going to press the space bar. Now you'll see what happens is we have, and I can release the keys at this point, we have this little camera icon, and you'll notice that the element which it's going to capture will highlight in a sort of grey colour. So if we want to capture the screen, we can get this one here. But if I want this specific menu, all I need to do is hover over it and then click. Now you'll see that we have captured this little menu. Now what's particularly useful about this is the menu isn't transparent, so we don't capture any of the colour behind it. However, if you wanted to, let's say for example you just wanted to capture that menu, you could load it up, but you'll notice that we can see the colouring behind it here. And if we use the Shift, Command and 4 key, like we did before, and then make a little selection, just like this, you will notice that behind the menu, you can see the yellow bar. So if you're looking to capture the menu without any of the extra colors hidden behind it and any transparency, then the option you'll want to be making use of is to use the Shift command, the number 4, and the spacebar key at the same time. And then obviously you need to have your menu open to do that. Now the final option I want to show you is how to capture the touch bar on your computer. So this may have some content on it. It might be some web page information, it might be emojis, something like that. And if you're doing if you're doing an instructional video, you might need to capture this. All you need to do is hold the Shift key, the Command key, and press the number 6 key, and you'll see it captures the touch bar, and then we can click on that preview to see. So this is an example of how that capture will look, and then you could go ahead and you could label it if you need to. Now finally, once we have captured our screenshots, there are some options available for you to edit them. So let's double click to open this screenshot here, and then you will see you have the option to rotate the screenshot if you need to. You can also make use of the markup options, and these are really useful if, for example, you want to cut out a certain area, if you want to draw. So you'll see here we've got some drawing tools, so we could highlight specific elements within this. We could add in some shapes, so you'll see here we can add in arrows or shapes, so I could maybe just draw a square around a certain area of the screen. And these are all customizable, so you can change the color of them from here. So if we wanted to maybe make that a red box, we can do that. We can change the fill color if we needed to. And as well as that, you can also add in some text boxes. So you'll see here, we can change the font or the size. So let's go for Courier New, and then we're going to add a little text box. You'll see the text box has been added in here, and then we can type in some text, and then of course this box can be moved around and positioned wherever we want it. So you have some options in here to customize your image, and then all you would need to do at this point is you can close it down, and you'll see it will actually save those changes to that particular screenshot. And you can also come into here and you can make use of the options within here, such as exporting as a PDF, exporting as standard, or what you might want to do in here is you might want to revert to the previous version. So we can do browse all versions, and then you'll see we can go back through and we can restore to all of our changes. So hopefully that was useful. That's just a little overview of how to make use of the main screenshot capture tools on your Mac.